guys, welcome back to another one. Today's video we're going to talk about narcissism and future faking. So future faking is one of the biggest ways that narcissists lure their supply. It's a courtship strategy in which a narcissist paints this beautiful, wonderful picture. You guys are going to take on the world together. You're going to do amazing things. You're going to live this beautiful, awesome, most blissful life. Only rarely does this actually end up happening, and instead we're just left with a bunch of disappointment and heartbreak. So I'm going to start this video out on talking about how a normal relationship progresses. And then I'm going to talk about how a relationship progresses with a narcissist. So, in a normal relationship, a normal dating relationship, you gradually get to know the person over time. You go out on some dates, you get to know them, what they like, what they don't like, getting any major compatibility issues out of the way, like religion and children. Intimate with this person, you start meeting their friends, you start getting to know their family. You may make the decision to move in together, and you start incorporating more and more aspects of your life with this other person involved. And this is a gradual process. It doesn't happen overnight, it doesn't even happen in a few months. I mean, sometimes it can take years to build a relationship with somebody. And that's actually quite healthy. Very rarely do we meet someone and automatically know that they're our soulmate. That whole love at first sight thing that we're taught, yeah, it's not really a thing. I mean, we can meet someone and know that we have chemistry at first sight, know that we like this person, that we, want to get to know this person more. But as far as falling madly in love, this is a person I want to marry and I know this within 3 months of meeting them, it's usually not very typical. Now with a narcissist, this is completely flipped upside down. A narcissist is going to tell you very early on that you are special, that you are the one, you're the one that they've been waiting for, and that they cannot wait to create a future with you. These relationships move very fast. It's a very, very big red flag. They move extremely fast, meaning that it is pretty normal for someone who's a narcissist to maybe mention moving in together or telling you that they're in love with you within the first 3 to 6 months of the relationship. And while there are exceptions to this, I do know couples and partners that have healthy relationships and they do progress relatively quickly because both the people are ready, they're on the same page, they want to embrace this part of their life, and they do move in together within 6 months, and they end up living happily ever after. With narcissists, it feels different, meaning that there is a certain level of force that is present. As in, you might not feel comfortable moving at this pace, but yet they're still trying to move you along at that pace because they just know. They just know that you are the one and you are their future. And they will tell you anything that you want to hear in order to get you to believe that. They want to lock you down as fast as possible because they need you. You are their supply. Low-key spoiler alert about narcissistic relationships. The narcissist actually needs you more than you need them. And I know right now it might not feel that way, but in reality, that is the truth. Narcissists need supply in order to function. It's a requirement. So the faster that they can lock down that supply and get you, the better. In normal relationships, there's a lot of reflection and assessment on if your partner or potential partner is actually a good match. Narcissists rarely do this. In fact, they're very, very good at, no matter what, making themselves a good match. They do something called mirroring. Mirroring is a tactic that's often discussed in any type of self-help books or people that talk about how to get people to like you. Mirroring involves mirroring behaviors and mannerisms, likes of your potential partner or whoever it is that you're trying to win over. This is very common in people that lack a sense of identity. So people like narcissists and even codependents tend to mirror other people. And narcissists are often codependent, so it makes sense. It looks like this. You meet someone and they tell you about themselves. They tell you their favorite band, their favorite movies, TV shows, and the other person's like, oh my gosh, that's my favorite band. That's my favorite TV show. They might even gradually take on traits of someone else's personality. So if they're around someone that's really bubbly and really outgoing, all of a sudden that person is really bubbly and really outgoing. Even mirroring emotions. So if one partner is sad and down and feeling depressed, the other partner is sad, down, and feeling depressed too. Even if you don't have any reason to be depressed. You're depressed because your partner's depressed. You're mirroring them. Narcissists are very good at mirroring. They're very, very good at taking things out of their potential supply and marrying them back. So they make them feel like we're on the same page. We're basically the same person. It's meant to be. There's no need to assess if we're actually a good match, because how could we not be a good match? We like the same things, we act the same way, we feel the same feelings. Another part of future faking is something we call love bombing. And this might be a term that you're more familiar with because this term is often used in any type of really abusive relationship dynamic as love bombing. So this is like showering someone with over-the-top compliments. You are the smartest, most beautiful human that ever existed. They bring you gifts and things that you like. They're very, very good at paying attention to things that you say. So if you say, I really like daisies, for example, the next time you see them, they might have a bouquet of daisies. Constant praise, constant admiration. You're the best thing that ever happened to them. And I'm sure, as you can imagine, that after the love bombing phase is over and they start pointing out all of your flaws and things that they think are wrong with you, of course this is after they have you, how hurtful and confusing that can feel. Another sign of future faking is that all of their future plans involve you. You're going to go to all these amazing places together. You're going to go to France. You're going to go to England. Two of you as a couple are going to be unstoppable. You're basically going to conquer the world. What's interesting and something that I really want to point out too is that this doesn't necessarily just happen at the beginning. I mean, future faking, love bombing, is known for being early relationship strategies in order to hook supply. It can come back again later. In fact, it can come back anytime the narcissist believes that they're losing you or that you're slipping away. They can all of a sudden revert back to this Mr. Wonderful, Mrs. Wonderful person, and you're like, oh gosh, okay, this is a person that I fell in love with, they're back. They realized that by potentially losing me that they needed to change. A lot of the times people confuse future faking with actual change in a narcissist, and it's not real. It's never sustained. It always goes back to you being treated very poorly. And this is the cycle that actually creates a trauma bond that can make it really, really hard to leave. The narcissist knows this. They know what works on you because they reflect back on what worked in the beginning. It is normal for relationships to not jive perfectly. It is normal to have doubts. It is normal to have questions. It is normal to maybe feel bored. It is normal for you and your partner to not agree on everything and to have different interests. In fact, this is quite healthy. Normal for people to want to retain some sense of individuality and still do their own thing every now and again. This does not happen in narcissistic relationships. And while I understand that it can be very intriguing to have this romantic comedy idea of being completely swept off our feet by someone, it is not realistic to real life. Relationships take work, they take compromise, they take patience and understanding, and they take time. If you find yourself going out with someone and you think it's too good to be true, it most likely probably is. And might require some reflection on how genuine is this person's intentions, how genuine are they being with you, how realistic is this future that they're painting for you, how realistic is that in the long run. When we get our hopes up about something and then we get let down, that can be really painful and really, really hurt. Thanks for watching this video. I hope it was helpful for you. If you liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one.